Okay.
There it is.
Alrighty, so we're going to be recording this and we're going to be doing our post-assessment, post-co-assessment
Yeah.
for this year. And what we're doing is we're looking at all the elements that we co-assessed on.
Hmm.
We're going to look at where you were, and then we're going to see if we're doing anything different, and if that's actually um, if you're doing things more now or showing growth compared to where you were at the beginning of the school year or as we went through the year.
Okay.
I suspect that as we do this, you'll see the most growth in the elements you co-assessed with at the very beginning of the year. And
Right.
for your last module, there's probably going to be less of a difference between what you were doing and what you're doing now, just because you haven't had as much time,
Yeah, that makes sense.
to,
Definitely.
to implement things.
Hmm.
So we started in October talking about Module 1, Elements 1.3 and 1.4. And
Hmm.
1.3 was connecting subject matter to meaningful real-life contexts. And so you had said that you connect to real-life situations, working together to figure out tough situations and resolve problems. And you elicit examples from students and you share those. And you use the caught being Quizlets for positive behavioral rewards, and you're creating a token economy to reinforce positive behaviors. I
Hmm.
can think of one thing that you're doing that you did using students' real life, meaning real life context, was do you know what I'm thinking of?
The timeline?
Yeah,
Yeah. How much more real can it get than a timeline of your life?
right.
That was a lot of fun for the students to work on. I mean, we hit so many different standards with history and ELA. And yeah, the whole class, created their own personal digital timeline using Google Slides. And we learned so much about each other with that project. It was tons of fun.
And so the things that they shared what were the criteria that you used? So I was going to use Google Slides and share it, but you had 4 slides that they had to do, or did you give them criteria for that?
Yeah, let me find my rubric over here. I did give them a criteria. So I wanted, um, there were 4 slides. The first slide was the introduction slide, and, I wanted their name on the introduction slide, obviously, and a picture of themselves. And then the remaining 3 slides needed different things. They needed a title for each slide, or a heading, just to address what the major life event was for that slide. They also needed details about the slide. I also, in the details, I wanted them to include their age and the year.
The year that they were born, or this
Uh,
year?
like the date in which the event was happening, whether it was
Oh, okay.
2013.
Okay. Age of when events. Data, age of when, including age and date of when events occurred.
Exactly. Age of the student and the year, the date.
Okay. The depicted events.
Yes, correct.
Okay, good. And you used that was like social studies.
Right. That was for social studies. We were learning about timelines and what they're all about, that they're, go in chronological order, what happened first, next, and last in order. We learned that, they go in the straight line, and that they have, important events, date. And then, it also connected to ELA, with at the end they had to present it. They had to use appropriate speaking voices, using good fluency and tone and excitement in their voice, a loud voice. Yeah, it was tons of fun.
Oh, and you shared that at open house, right?
That's correct. And it was the biggest hit. I mean, parents, I feel, just like stayed in my room just to watch all the timelines go. It was in a loop, and they just watched it 2 or 3 times just because it was so interesting and fun to see all the different pictures of the kids at different stages in their life. And, some of the kids got really creative with it. I had one student who included, instead of pictures, he included a video. So I thought that was really neat.
Was there anything else that you did that helped connecting the students' subject matter to meaningful real life experiences?
Um, let's see. You know what? When around the time we did that, it was close to Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Uh-huh.
I remember that I read, you know, a story about Martin Luther King Jr. And, we put the events of his life on a paper timeline. And, we just talked about why he was a good person and how he treated others with respect. And, that can always connect to how to treat others with respect in the classroom and out at recess.
Okay, good. So then looking at, thinking about that, um, where do you think you might fall in the continuum here?
Let's see. I think I would be right at the border of applying and integrating. Um, for that one, yeah, we do really try to, just connect it to real life all the time. It's very easy to.
Uh,
So I would say, yeah, I'm right in the border there of applying and integrating.
well, I think we could legitimately put it over here in integrating.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have any problem with doing that. I think that that was just a big activity, but I think that since you've done that, you've been doing more and more of connecting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The learning that you're doing to what the kids, their own personal life experiences.
Mhm.
So 3, 18, 18. Great. And that was such a big project. And it took, like you said, there were so many different standards that you hit, and it took a period of time. So I think that that was something that was kind of a powerful activity. But
Mhm.
all the things you did leading up to it, including the rubric and having them present and having them do it at back to school or the open house,
Right.
I thought that that worked really nicely.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Okay, and then this kind of is the same, like, and I think you can almost use the same evidence for right here,
Mhm.
because there's just 1.3 and 1.4.
Mhm.
But this is using a variety of instructional strategies, resources, and technologies to meet diverse learning needs. That was one of them because you used a lot of different modalities with that.
Right.
What else? Because one of your goals was technology. So in what way? Well, you know what? I would say here, use Google Slides. Here, I was going to say technology. This is maybe tech to engage students in writing, and sequencing activity.
Mhm.
What else have you been using that would be a different instructional strategy to meet students' diverse learning needs?
As far as technology, I've been using the Kahoots as a form of formative assessment. So my goal, was to use more technology in the classroom. And yeah, I use Kahoots all the time now. At first, I was just kind of exploring and discovering new technology ideas, and I heard about Kahoot, so I was learning how to use it. And now that I know how to use it, it's so fast and easy for me to create one, and you can really tailor it to what you're currently studying in the classroom. So I use those, every single day, every single week. The kids ask for them, like, are we going to do another Kahoot? So it's a really good way for me to see, who's comprehending the material. And it's a good way for them to, interact with their seat partners, and also, get them pumped. We're watching, a quiz on the screen, so it's something different than paper and pencil. And they get really excited when they score the points and they see the points score going up each time. So, and there's little music to it, so they're really excited about that.
So it's highly motivating, and you've used that Kahoot in different content areas, right?
Right, I've used it in all subject areas. And again, the kids are always asking me, are we going to do another Kahoot? That's how much they love it. And sometimes I have to be like, whoa, 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 like, slow down. Yes, we'll do one. It's just funny that they love it so much that they just want to do it all the time. Another thing that I've been using is I found a great website called Go Noodle. And what it is it's short, 2-3 minute clips of different videos, snippets of videos on, well, they have it for, all the different subjects. So they had one on, how to not speak in a monotone voice. They had one for prefixes and suffixes. And the cool thing is that these videos are not only educational, but they also have little dance moves to them. So whenever I play a Go Noodle video, I have them stand up and, they kind of sing along and dance along to the video. So they're learning and they're moving their bodies. It's great. And that's another thing that they are asking for. Can we have another Go Noodle? So I'm so happy that they really like the new things that I've included in class this year. And it's a lot of fun. The videos just are really fun and engaging. And I mean, they're memorable. They'll get stuck in your head, the little tunes that the videos are showing. So it's a good way for them to remember certain things also. There was one that goes something like, don't read like a robot. Don't read like a robot. So you just remember those things.
You use music in other areas besides Go Noodle? You use music for transition, right?
Yeah, I use music for transition. When, if I ask them to get out their books when we're changing subjects, I have my own second grade class song, so I'll bust that out. So we're all singing instead of, talking or background noise of getting the books out. And just other songs that I've learned throughout the years. I used to play sports when I was little, so I know like a few sports songs, and you just change the words, and it's so fitting for the classroom.
Remember your Louise, the low reader?
Yeah.
So what strategy did you use with him? Because he was an EL student
Mm-hmm.
and he had little parental support or help from home. What were some of the things you did with him?
Some things that I've been doing with him is I'm reading one-on-one with him, or I'm having him read with me one-on-one every day, because he's just not getting that support at home. I also have sight words printed on flashcards that I use with him on a daily basis. I also, help him with, for example, I helped him with the digital timelines project because I was aware that he didn't have a computer at home and he wasn't, probably going to make it to the library and use the computer there. So I did it with him at the school library. So he's getting a lot of one-on-one attention from me because he desperately needs it. He just unfortunately doesn't have that support at home at all. Also because his parents don't speak English. So whenever I do have a meeting with him, his big sister, who's in 4th grade, is the translator for me and the mom. So it's difficult. And so I've also, I send out weekly emails to the parents, in a group email. And for her, I'll send my own email to her, but I'll, do a Google Translate. So it'll be there in English and Spanish, just to accommodate that need.
So you use Google Translate to accommodate the need to communicate COMMUNIC with the parents, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then thinking about that, because that's a lot of stuff, where would you put yourself up here?
Let's see. Let me read it. I would say integrating.
I would agree. I would agree. And I think to move it to, if it were innovating, it would be the students would be taking more responsibility and initiative, for stuff. But part of it's their age, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But part of it, I think, is also that's just more practice with doing what you're doing
Mm-hmm.
and helping them, learn how to be, you teaching them that it's okay to do that, or how to do that, how to handle it.
Right.
So I'm putting today's date down here. So we've got that. So you can see, look how you've grown, between where you were and what you're doing now, and thinking about it over here, because it's not like you're not doing this anymore.
Uh-huh.
It's just that you're doing additional things, other things in addition to just this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.